Japan Station is made possible in part by Patreon support. If you would like to make sure that I can keep bringing you more content like this, then head on over to japankyo.com/Patreon and sign up for as little as $1 a month.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Japan Station.
Welcome to Japan Station, a production of Japankyo.com. This is the podcast where we teach you everything you should know about Japan, plus a few other things. I'm your host, content creator, founder of Japankyo.com, and the anime linguist on YouTube, Tony R. Vega. Today I have a rebroadcast of an Ichimon Japan episode for you. So Ichimon Japan is another Japan-focused podcast that I was doing for a long time with my good friend Ryan. And well, I'm not doing that show anymore, so I'm bringing those episodes over here. And the episode that I have for you today is all about what might be Japan's most infamous curse. It's all about something called Ushi no Koku Mairi. And this is a really, really fun episode. I thought I would release this. Well, it's almost October, so during the lead up to Halloween month, October, so it's just an excuse to release this episode at this time. But this is a really fun episode. I really enjoyed doing the research for this and joking about it with Ryan. There's a lot to this topic, and even if you're not into the spooky kind of stuff, I think you're gonna enjoy it. So anyway, let's get into it. Here's the episode. No, well, they want to get to where they're going like 30 minutes early, right?
Well, yeah. Once it is 3 a.m., they've already arrived. So
yeah
30 minutes earlier, you might still pass them in transit.
Thank you, Ryan. You figured it out. Man, say whatever you want about demons, but they are timely.
They are punctual.
Yes. Welcome to Ichimon Japan. I'm Tony and
I'm Ryan.
All right. So Ichimon means one question, and every episode we ask one question about Japan. And today's question is, what's so scary about the hour of the ox?
It's really terrifying. And now we'll finally know why.
Well, I was about to say that this is the second time we tried to record this, so it is a very scary topic because
I didn't know if we were going to hide that. But yes, this is attempt number 2. Because for some mysterious reason, the recording didn't start in attempt number 1.
Yeah, I was cursed, and the recording button just seemed to disappear from my memory.
After about 30 minutes of explanation and banter.
Yeah.
So here we are, 1 week later, and something else.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so hour of the ox, Ushi no Koku in Japanese. And there is a very famous curse that is associated with Ushi no Koku. It's called Ushi no Koku Mairi. We will get to that.
Definitely in the top 30 most famous curses.
Definitely. Yes. I mean, and one day we'll do a countdown of Japan's most famous curses. But
starting at number 110.
Today we're just talking about Ushi no Koku Mairi, but that will be in the second half of the show. First, let's talk about what the heck this hour of the ox is. All right.
It's the ox's favorite time of day.
Yeah. It was on Family Feud, just top 12 hours of the day.
According to Oxen.
According to Oxen. Oh God. All right. So nowadays in Japan, people tell the time with the whole 24-hour cycle, right? And especially at train stations, they actually use the whole like military time system, especially, right? Like
not just definitely train stations, but also just kind of like businesses in general.
Yeah. It's used a lot more than in the US, I feel.
Yeah, like conversations, people say it kind of 12-hour. Mm-hmm. But I feel like any official listing, it'll be military time. Like even if you look for movie times, it'll say it starts at like 20:30.
Yeah. But before Japan was using that system, there was a different system, and that one is based on the Chinese zodiac. So the Chinese zodiac in Japanese is Eto. And the Chinese zodiac is, of course, the 12 animals. Depending on what year you're born, you're a certain animal. And there's that whole thing that we know it from, Americans know it from the Chinese placemats in Chinese restaurants. That's where we get our education.
You can learn so much about Japan from Chinese restaurant placemats.
Yes. Sometimes there's mazes, and then
they lead you to Japan.
Yeah.
Or China.
Chinese restaurant. Or China, yeah. But anyway, so, the 12 animals. And there's a time system based on the 12 animals. So, of course, there's 12 animals, but there's 24 hours in our modern reckoning. So they used the 12 animals. They cut it up into 2-hour sections, right? So you still get, in a way, 24 hours, I guess. You can get 24 subdivisions. How about I put it that way?
Yeah.
And each 2-hour chunk of time corresponds to an animal. So let's talk about the animals briefly. The first one on the list is the rat or mouse. So I'm just gonna name them all, and then we'll go one by one. So ne, ushi, tora, u, tatsumi, uma, hitsuji, saru, tori, inu, I. All right.
Sounds like you're doing some sort of ninja magic.
I was doing the hand movements as I was saying that. Yeah. So that's it. Like
in case anyone's
short.
Curious, the actual ninja ones are different.
In my experience, a lot of Japanese people are able to recite that like by memory. That is very well known. So ask your Japanese friends, can you say the 12 animals, the ne, ushi, tora, and then they'll probably be able to complete it without much effort. But that is. Let's see. Ne is mouse, rat. Ushi is cow or ox. Tora is tiger. U is usagi. Tatsu is dragon. Mi is snake. And then we have uma. That's horse. Hitsuji, sheep. Saru is monkey. Tori is rooster. Inu is dog. And I is inoshishi or pig or boar. All right.
Good job.
Yeah, woo! All right, I memorized that specifically for this episode. So the day starts with rat or mouse in this cycle, right?
It also ends with it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess not. That's just so.
Well, I see. You bring up an interesting point.
If you translate it to modern timekeeping, the beginning and ending would both be rat.
Yeah. Although, see, like, I'm not sure. When you have this intersection, so let's say mouse or rat and what is it, ne, ushi, an ox. Like, I'm not sure where one ends and where the other one begins. So is it at like 11 o'clock the rat begins, and then it would be 10:59 when the previous one ends? I'm not 100% clear on that. I would assume so, but Probably, right? That's what I'm assuming, but I'm not totally sure.
Just go find a rat and ask them. They'll know about their own time.
When does your hour start? So 11 o'clock, right? I think that's when the rat starts. Let's double check on that.
Yes, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m.
All right. So then, like I said, 2-hour chunks. So each 2-hour chunk is a different hour, different animal. Ryan, what time is it where you are? In Japan.
Currently, where I am, I believe it is. I'm in horse.
Okay. And so you can divide this 2-hour chunk into different amounts of time. One common way to do it was into fourths, so 30-minute chunks. And then
I'm very slightly still in horse 1.
Okay, so you are in the first 30-minute chunk of horse. I believe you would say uma hitotsu in that case.
Uma hitotsu.
Uma hitotsu. So that would be the first 30-minute chunk. I am in... I totally forgot. Was it snake?
I don't know what time it is where you are, so I can't help you.
4 o'clock. 4
o'clock, you are in monkey.
I'm in monkey. So I am barely still in monkey hitotsu, the first quadrant of monkey. So
I think you're in the second quadrant. Monkey starts at 3.
Oh, shoot. Monkey starts at 3. So then it would be the third?
Yeah, you're either
third.
second or third, depending on the minute.
Yeah, third. So I would be Saru Mitsu. Yeah, Saru Mitsu.
So he is 3 monkeys, I am 1 horse. What can win in a fight? 3 monkeys or 1 horse?
That's a good question.
Vote now in the comments.
That's a very good question.
It's like one of those things where it's like a duck-sized horse or like 4 horse-sized ducks.
Yeah, like 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck.
So yeah, 3 monkeys versus 1 horse. Place your bets now.
Yeah. How angry are the monkeys, I guess?
It kind of depends on the monkey breed, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Like some monkeys could easily win, but some monkeys are tiny.
Yeah. Like, what's that called? A lemur or something like that. That one will get destroyed.
Yeah, they don't have much hope.
Yeah. Anyway, so you would tell time with these monkeys. Not monkeys. Well, monkeys. Well, there is one
Only
2 hour
for
chunk
like
of
1
monkeys.
2 hour chunk of the day did you tell time with
Yes.
monkeys.
Yeah, depending on these animals, these 12 animals. And this way of telling time, there are different ways of referring to it. One that I saw was Jūnijishin. Jūni means 12. I also saw Kojikoku. And also Engi Ho is one name that I saw. Apparently, Engi is the name of a era, like a Gengo. So like Reiwa, Heisei, Showa, like these are Gengo, these are eras. And Engi is a very old one that goes back to the year 901, I believe, all the way in the Heian period. So,
which is ironic because it's also the era time was invented, yet it wasn't the first year.
Yeah, they somehow...
I mean, look
They
at that kind of
estimated-
thinking, like, we don't need to be year 1. Let's be year 900.
Yeah, they just estimate. It's like, it took us a while to figure this out, but actually the whole this way of telling time goes all the way back to the Han Dynasty in China. So, and that is about the year 200 BC to 200 CE, right?
More or less, yeah.
Yeah, roughly. So this way of telling time has been around for a very long time, and it made its way to Japan at some point, and probably by around the year 900, it became commonplace. And in some way or another, there were modifications and adjustments, but it lasted until fairly recently through the Edo period. Now, this whole way of looking at the world goes back to Chinese cosmology. As I was saying, this system has its origins in China. And China organizes a lot of things based on these 12 animals. And one thing that it uses this whole 12 animal system is for the directions. And the times and the directions correspond to each other. And there are certain directions and times that are deemed not auspicious. One of perhaps the least auspicious, the scariest, the most unlucky direction is between the ox and the
Tiger?
Yeah. So it's between the ox and the tiger. All right. And when you're talking about directions, you actually see castles, I believe shrines or maybe temples as well. You'll see that they have multiple gates, and one gate is referred to as the Kimon, which literally translates to the demon gate. All right. So that is the scary demon gate where I guess the demons and ghosts pass through and all the bad stuff kind of comes
And that's
through
totally
that
going to be my band name in the future.
Demon gate or Kimon?
Both.
Both. And then you can just yell out, Kimon! So that is where all the bad stuff comes from. And in the in this time system, the hour of the ox and tiger, corresponds to the same animals. And that corresponds to right around 3 a.m. Like the hour of the ox ends at 3 a.m. The hour of the tiger begins right around 3 a.m. Again, maybe 3:01 a.m. I'm not.
So let me
100% sure on
clarify.
that.
If you just happen to be a demon and you want to visit a temple,
Yeah.
you can only come through the Kimon, the demon gate.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're a particularly bad demon, then you can only come at 3 a.m. through the demon gate.
Exactly. Yeah, that is the day when that is the hour and direction where the demons go crazy. Like it's whatever they want to do. Now in this time system, it's said that 2 to 2:30 is the especially scariest part of the night. I guess because it's leading up to that intersection between the hour of the ox and the hour of the tiger. That's what I read, although I'm not sure why it wouldn't be 2:30 to 3 a.m., but who knows? I don't know.
You got to give them a little time to get ready, I mean.
I guess so. Yeah, just give them a little bit.
The demons aren't that quick to travel. They're kind of lazy.
Well, they have to get to...
Never mind. They're early birds.
No, well, they want to get to where they're going like 30 minutes early, right?
Well, yeah. Once it is 3 a.m., they've already arrived. So 30 minutes earlier, you might still pass them in transit.
Thank you, Ryan. You figured it out. Man, say whatever you want about demons, but they are timely.
They are punctual.
Yes. So 2 to 2:30 is apparently when the ghosts come out and the demons come out and all the bad stuff comes out. They say that it's the time when even the trees and the grass go to sleep. It's like the dead of night, right?
Except the evil trees and grass, they come out.
Yeah. The I guess the yokai trees and grass come out.
I know there's yokai trees. Is there yokai grass?
There must be. There's like
there probably is.
Everything. Yeah. It probably has some cute name too. So this
yokai
time, soul. What?
It's just put yokai and grass like soul.
So this time of night is called Ushi Mitsu Doki. And the Mitsu is again 3. So the hour of the ox begins at 1 a.m. and ends at 3 a.m. So the third 30-minute chunk of time is 2 to 2:30, like we were saying, and that's the Mitsu, the 3. So Ushi Mitsu Doki. And this is a good word to know. It's not super, super obscure, even though it's, I guess you could say, kind of old-fashioned and rooted in this sort of superstition or tradition or whatever. People do still use this word. For example, if you were to get home at 2 a.m. after going drinking until very late and you missed your train and you had to take a taxi back, and then you're talking to your friend the next day and you tell her, oh, I got home at like 2 a.m. and she goes, oh, それ ushi mitsu doki jan. She might say something like that, like, that's the middle of the night. Like, that's so late. So it is a phrase that does pop up every once in a while, but it's used in a kind of tongue-in-cheek way.
Just to point out like a parallel, if this sounds strange that Japanese people still say this, think in English how people say bless you when they sneeze.
Yeah.
Like, no one today really thinks your soul is trying to escape your body.
Yeah.
I hope so, anyway.
Yeah.
Please know your soul is not trying to escape your body. But like the like cultural memory is still there, so people still say it. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
However, if it's 3 a.m. and you see 3 oxen walking at the northeast, you are in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I believe the that direction is the northeast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Ushi Mitsudoki is this, scary time of night, although, it's just this kind of story that people say. And something that happens at Ushi Mitsudoki, or at least it's supposed to happen at Ushi Mitsudoki between 2 and 2:30, is this thing called Ushi no Koku Mairi. And
dun, dun, dun.
Yes, exactly. And that is that curse that we were talking about, perhaps the most famous curse in Japan.
No, just top 30.
Top 30. And we will talk about that after the break. Hey, it's commercial time. So if you're not tired of listening to my voice and you want more content, then why not give Japan Station a shot? That is my other podcast, and on that one, I interview all kinds of interesting people with connections to Japan. In the latest episode, episode 43, I talked to Sarah Moon, a professional translator and YouTuber. She does translations for anime and video games, and we talk about what it's like being a translator and, for example, what it's like doing those simulcast anime translations. So have you ever watched Dragon Ball or something like that, like an hour after it airs in Japan on Crunchyroll or Funimation or whatever? And have you ever wondered, well, how the heck do they put this out so quickly? Is it difficult being a translator for this sort of thing? Well, Sarah talks about all that stuff, and let me tell you, it does sound pretty stressful. So if you want to learn about that, check it out at japanstationpodcast.com or pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. So, Ushi no Koku Mairi, or Ushi no Toki Mairi. I think there's also like a couple other variations, but the most common one that I've seen is Ushi no Koku Mairi. And literally that means the visit to the shrine at the hour of the ox, something along those lines. Mairi is this word that is usually used to refer to a visit to either a shrine or some kind of
grave too, right?
Yeah, grave. Yeah, like holy-ish thing.
Like let's say religious purpose visit.
There you go. Yeah. Because the most common place or the most common context in which you're going to hear Mairi is ohaka Mairi. And that is when someone goes to their like family gravesite to like, I don't know, give some kind of offering, clean the grave and all that. And you see that mainly in like the specific holidays, like in Obon in August or July, depending on where you are in Japan. And that's a whole other thing. But yeah, Ushi no Koku Mairi.
So if you visit the grave of your ox, what do you call it?
Oh no. Yeah. So let's say you have a beloved ox and then you
go there at 3 a.m.
That sounds like it would be quite scary.
Ushi no Koku Mairi.
Ushi no Koku Mairi.
Ushi no Koku Mairi.
Okay, wordplay, yay. So
this is why it's so common in anime and manga. It's fun in Japanese.
It is. You could just keep going and going. It's almost like that sentence, like the buffalo. You know that one?
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's this curse, this ceremony, this ritual that happens. It's supposed to happen between 2:30, or if you're kind of loose on the times, generally in the hour of the ox, as we were talking about, between 1 and 3 a.m. Again, because that's when the scary stuff happens. So,
like the curses.
Ryan, could you... Like curses, exactly. So, Ryan, could you give a general idea what the popular conception of Ushi no Koku Mairi is? Because we'll go into further depth as you know, the old version and the newer version, but the general popular pop culture kind of idea.
So yeah, the general image is it's usually a woman, usually a woman scorned, I guess would be the nice way to put it.
Yeah.
Nice way? Whatever.
Well,
wearing
the
a white
common
kimono.
way, I guess.
Common. Like, if you hear this happening, what you expect it to be is a woman who's unhappy about a man.
Yeah.
She will go wearing a white kimono and in geta that have one tooth, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. So geta are those like wooden traditional Japanese like clogs, I guess you would say, like sandals.
Yeah. And normally they have like two little blocks
like,
underneath that you walk on.
Yeah. Two like boards that stick out vertically.
But most commonly you see like the fictional animal Tengu wearing the one blocked one. But apparently for this curse, the woman will also wear the one tooth, one blocked one. So difficult to balance.
Yeah.
She will also be wearing a mirror around her, like as a necklace, I guess, kind of like in front of her chest.
Yeah, just a dangling mirror, I guess.
Yeah, a dangly mirror.
Yeah. I think it's supposed to be hidden under the kimono too. And
I saw some saying it's hidden, but most of the artworks you find of it, it's not hidden. It's just like out in front. So
I guess it's like,
I don't know if artists are putting it non-hidden so you know it's there.
yeah, that's the thing. It's like, well, I got to show it, otherwise people won't know it's there.
They'll think I forgot about it if the hidden thing is hidden.
Yeah. And what I read was that it was like to ward away kind of the bad spirits that you don't want.
I guess they're very self-conscious about their looks and don't approach mirrors.
Yeah. Anyway, so mirror under kimono.
And maybe the most famous image would be on their head. They wear like a 3-pronged candle holder.
Yeah. So it's one Japanese word that I saw for it was a kanawa, and kana is written with the kanji for metal. Wa is like a ring. And what I saw also, I think there's another word for it, but basically what I saw it described as was like an upside down kettle holder or pot holder. So you put this on like a table so that the hot pot or the hot kettle doesn't come into direct contact with the, I guess, wooden table or whatever. And it has these 3 little legs so that the pot is elevated. But when you flip it upside down and put it around your head, you have these 3 prongs sticking up vertically. And then you put the 3 candles on each leg, right? On each of the prongs.
Yeah, so this is something, if you actually did see it at night, would be pretty creepy. Some woman with like a flaming head in a possibly hidden or not hidden mirror.
Yeah. And she's probably holding a waraningyo, which are these straw dolls.
Basically
like
the Japanese version of like a voodoo doll made out of straw.
Basically, right. Yeah, the popular sort of voodoo doll like thing, but, would be made out of straw. It kind of looks like a person. It has that shape. And they might have like a hammer and some nails because they're supposed to, right? What are they supposed to do, Ryan?
Yeah, eventually they go to like a temple to find one of those, you might have seen them in anime or manga, the trees that are like sacred trees with like the rope wrapped around them. And they will nail the waraningyo to that and say their curse.
Right. So, just
the Shinboku, but I'm trying to avoid names people might not know.
right. Shinboku, the sacred tree, right? So, just for the sake of people that are aware of this, jinja, usually shrine, tera, temple, right? So we're talking about jinja here, right?
Oh, sorry.
Shrines. Yeah,
I say shrine because in English they're both shrine, but in Japanese,
shrine temple is kind of interchangeable in English, but
in Japanese they're distinguishing between being Buddhist or being Shinto, and this one is Shinto.
Yeah, we're talking about Shinto shrine, Shinto jinja. So they trespass in the middle of the night onto a shrine and then deface their property.
The tree, yeah.
How dare they? Yeah, I know. And the point is to curse. Like you said, usually it's a scorned woman in this popular conception. So let's say the husband or lover has committed adultery and cheated on them and they want to get revenge on them. Oftentimes it's depicted as the curse will result in the death of the person being cursed. Now,
I just got to point out, if this actually is happening, like, so this started old times. Let's say it's like 1000 AD. Mm-hmm. Houses weren't big, so wouldn't the husband be like, hey, honey, where are you going at 2:30 in the morning with all that weird stuff on?
That's true, yeah. That's very true. Yeah.
Or maybe he's out with his other lover and that's why she goes.
Oh, that's when you do it, man. You figured it out. Yeah, that's it. That's how you.
So it's really bad if he comes back in and he's just like, oh, my stomach's been bothering me and I was using the bathroom a long time.
So you have this woman trying to get revenge, and according to the most typical tellings of this, you're supposed to do this for 7 nights in a row, if I remember correctly, right?
Was 7? That was 3.
I saw 7, but it's very likely that there's some variation.
It's possible that both are. The notes say 7, so let's go with that.
Okay, so 7, and one interpretation of this, one telling of this, is that if you get caught while you're doing this, then the curse goes back on you, the person that is trying to place the curse, the person with the candles on your head, the woman usually.
Dun, dun,
right?
dun.
Right, yeah. And again, because you're trying to usually kill the person that scorned you, the curse going back on you means that you're going to end up dead because of your failure to successfully execute this curse. And then one interpretation of this that I saw is that if the person gets caught, then the person has to try to kill the person that catches them in order for the curse not to go back on them.
It's a very dark game of tag, I guess, at night.
It is, yeah. That's how you get out of this like backfired curse thing. You have to like chase after the person in these like geta that are hard to run in, and then I guess like hit them with a hammer or something until they're, So, like if you look this up on YouTube, you will find like at least a couple videos I saw of people like these fake videos, like claiming like, oh, I saw somebody in the woods and they were like nailing the straw doll onto the tree. And then it's kind of shot like Blair Witch Project. It's all shaky. And then, oh my God, the person saw me. And then they start to run away. Like it's this basically turned into like a urban legend trope kind of thing.
Yeah.
So where did this come from? Right. It's
debated.
Yeah, it's not 100% clear. Big surprise. But there's a theory, I guess. The most popular idea is that it came from an old legend called Uji no Hashihime. And that literally means the princess or maiden of the bridge of Uji. And Uji is this town, place, and now it's a city, but I don't know what it was a long time ago. Maybe it was just a town in Kyoto. Pretty well-known area. It's a little bit rural. I have been there. It's known for Byodo-in, which is a famous temple, and it has a Saizeria right by the train station where I ate.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Our Saizeria here went out of business, so maybe I'll have to go there.
I don't know if it's still there. Last time I went there was probably like 13 years ago.
No shade to Caesarea, but it's not a place that's really worth traveling for.
No, it's not. It's not. I mean, it's
Well, you
cheap.
get a drink bar.
That's about it. They have 100 yen wine. Woo! If you're into that. Anyway, so Uji is this place in Kyoto. So the legend, and according to one article that I was reading, the most popular interpretation of this was actually found in a variant of the tale of Heike Monogatari, which is a Heian period story, but the variant dates back to the Kamakura period, which is actually much newer. So if this is true, then maybe this story wasn't that well known for a long time. I'm not 100% clear on this, but
I mean, considering you're supposed to keep it a secret, they probably weren't like, "Hey guys, check out how I did this curse."
Well, actually, that article that I was reading was an academic article, and I can't remember the guy. The name's the guy of the name, or the name of the guy.
The guy of the name.
The guy of the name.
That's my other band name. The guy the name.
Well, thank you. Now I can't edit that out. So the name of the guy was something with an M. It was like something Salvador
Jimenez Murguia?
Yeah. So he wrote 2 articles on this topic, and they're both quite good, and I will include links in the show notes. They are academic articles. If that's your thing, you can check them out. But
who's not into that?
Yeah, I know. But it is quite interesting. He does go quite a bit more in depth than some of the articles I found online on this topic. So he, like I said, points out to it's like this one version from the Kamakura period of a story that dates back to the Heian period. And roughly speaking, it kind of follows the general idea that we were discussing earlier. A kind of scorned woman wants revenge on a lover. And so she goes to this famous shrine in Kyoto called Kifune. All right. So the shrine is called Kifune. Kibune is that general area. This is something that people often get mixed up. So I wanted to make this very clear. This shrine has come to be associated with this whole Ushi no Koku Mairi thing. Although nowadays, I think most people know it more as like a love shrine. It's a very beautiful shrine. I have been there once, and
Did you curse anybody?
2 people actually, but
okay.
that's for another day. That's the bonus episode. So it's a very nice shrine. I recommend people check it out if they have a chance. I went, it was a winter like illumination, like around the end of the year, around Christmas, and they put up lights and stuff. It was very, very pretty.
I've never gone to a shrine for that, but I've seen like a castle do that here.
Yeah, Kiyomizu Dera, the very famous shrine in Kyoto, also does that for, I think it's around the fall foliage.
Yeah, that's what it was here.
Yeah.
Extra bonus cultural thing. If you're in Japan around the time it's late fall, early winter, they often put up lights in historic places.
Yeah, it's very, very nice, and a lot of people go, and it's quite romantic too. So
you might be able to find a demon Ushi.
Yeah, you might be able to find someone that will wrong you, and then you can curse them later.
No, I was just thinking it becomes a love story.
Okay.
Find the demon ox of your dreams.
Exactly. So this woman wants to get revenge on this man, and so she goes to Kifune, and she kind of like camps out there to get the god to help her out, and then the god sends her to this like waterfall area, I believe, this like river, and so she has to like purify herself for like 37 days or 39 days or something. There's variation. I've also seen
just kill the dude. It's easier.
I also saw like one telling that said like 29 days, basically like a month or more. She's like purifying herself. And anyway, Ryan, can you read that part that kind of describes like her transformation into, what eventually becomes this kind of first incarnation of the whole Ushi no Koku Mairi woman?
So it says, secluding herself in a deserted spot, she divided her hair into 5 bunches and fashioned these bunches into horns. She dabbed her face with vermilion and her body with cinnabar, set on her head an iron tripod with burning brands, attached to its legs, and held in her mouth another brand, burning at both ends.
So it's a little bit different from, what the more popular conception is. And I don't remember seeing that there's a scene in which she's like nailing the straw doll to the tree, but straw dolls do come up in some interpretations. There's different variations of this. In some she's actually successful, in some she's not. She becomes like this demon lady. In some she's exorcised, and so there's different variations, but this is, according to what I was able to figure out and what sources say, this is kind of the origin of this whole idea of Ushi no Koku Mairi, which kind of around the Edo period really gets solidified into something like what we have today, this kind of popular conception. Now, it's almost always a woman, what you see, depicted, but every once in a while, I have seen, I think it was maybe like an anime or maybe just, like some kind of drama or something. I have seen males dress up with the whole like thing on their head and the straw doll and everything. So every once in a while,
curses and demons are equal opportunity. Anyone can do it.
Exactly. Yes. Everybody
they're
has
punctual and they're equal opportunity. That's the two things about them.
Yep. That's what we learned today. So they're always on time. So, don't want to be late. Now, do people still do Ushi no Koku Mairi today? I guess it's certainly possible that
kinda yes.
That people might go through all the trouble and do it properly and with the thing on their head and the whole, the straw doll and sneaking into a shrine. It's possible.
I'm going to posit that it's like actually a daily thing, but they've gotten so much better at it that we never catch them.
Yeah, well, again, remember, if you get caught, then you're the one that ends up dying, right? So, they got to be really, really careful about it. And I guess, being that Japan is filled with ninjas, because we all know that is obviously true.
Yeah. Daytime is samurai, nighttime is ninjas.
Yeah, it's hard to catch somebody, so it's safe to assume that it's happening every night, but not everybody is up at night. Some people have to wake up early. So there are other ways to do Ushi no Koku Mairi.
More convenient cursing styles.
Yes. Let's just say people have gotten a little bit lazier. All right. Now, what I'm talking about is the fact that you can hire someone to do Ushi no Koku Mairi for you. All right. You can go online, Google this, or there's a few different websites. I think one was like urami.net. Urami means grudge. Noroi.net, like curse.
Sounds like it should be for a horror movie.
Yeah.
It sounds like it could be the name of a horror movie.
There are these like actual websites that you can hire someone to do the whole thing for you. Now, I have my doubts about whether all of these actually go through the whole thing, or they just say like, yeah, we did it. Yep.
We did it. Send me your money.
Yep. I have my doubts, but anyway. So the most famous of these is called the Nihon Kenkyu Jujikai. And that translates to the Japan Research Curse Demon Association.
They got research in the name, so they're legit.
Yeah, they're scientific. And one video that I watched was a Japanese variety show. They interviewed, I guess, like the main guy. And according to him, they are a group of, I think it was about 20 like Shinto priests. And they get like many inquiries every month. I think it was something like around 70 inquiries a month. And of course, this will vary from month to month. And they were explaining that the most common people to hire them to do these curses are, of course, adultery, people involved in that sort of situation. But in recent years, there's been a lot of like workplace harassment, pawahara, as they call them, like a boss harassing a subordinate. So the subordinate will want to curse their superior. And I mean, like, I'm not a person that believes in curses, but I can believe how you might have a person in this horrible, horrible situation where they feel that they have no other recourse. And so they might, go to this person seeking some kind of help to get out of this horrible like harassment situation. So, it is what it is. I mean, and if it makes you feel better, I mean, maybe, but
it really sounds like the setup to a movie. Like some woman has like a power hara thing at work. So then her friend talks her into like getting a curse kit online, but then things go wrong.
Well, speaking of that, these places and also Amazon do sell curse kits.
Yeah.
and
do it yourself curses.
Yeah. Like if you don't want to hire someone, which is more expensive, like we were seeing, for example, one place, that same video that I was watching, I think said, their rates might begin from like the equivalent of $300. And they can go quite a bit higher depending on the content of what you want. So this is like, it might be a love curse. You want somebody to fall in love with you. You want somebody to stop drinking. They'll basically do any kind of curse, some more positive than others, some like actually flat out just, I want this person to die. And those are usually
I like the idea
far
of
more
the positive
expensive.
curse, though.
Positive in the sense of like, you're not wishing for harm. You're
I guess
wishing
getting someone to stop drinking is...
Yeah. I mean, the idea of manipulating somebody to do something for you, I would not say is positive, but at the very least, the outcome that you're hoping for is positive. So that's what I mean by positive. But if you don't want to spend the money and you just want to do it yourself, you can do that. You can buy a set with a straw doll and nails and a candle and all this stuff and just do it at home. And rather than going out to the shrine and nailing it on a tree, and you might get, arrested for that because you're trespassing, they send you a board, a nice wooden board, and you can just nail it on your board. And then one video that explains how to do this that I was watching, it's this woman, it's this top down, almost like, like how you see product reviews and they're shot like top down. She's taking you through the whole thing and you just see her hands doing it and she's explaining. And she says, you can hide after you're done with the whole ritual. Then you can hide it in a little bag and hang it from your bed, for example. And you don't want anybody to come into your room to see you doing this or to see the doll. That's why you want to hide it in the bag and put it away. So, you don't have to stay up late. You don't have to, walk out in this crazy getup. And you won't get arrested. You can just do it from the comfort of your own home. And, it's nice and easy, and it's a lot cheaper. I saw some sets that were like $30 or something like that, like pretty cheap.
I'm kind of curious. What do you think they do with it after like it's done? Like, I assume you have to leave it hanging there for a while, but let's say like 2 years later, you still have this cursed doll on a board in your house. Do you just put it in the burnable garbage? What do you do with it?
That is a very good question. I don't know. I didn't see that anywhere. For example, with omamori, those like protection talismans, you're supposed to take them once a year to your local shrine or temple and they'll burn it for you. But I don't know if you take the straw doll to your local shrine and say, hey, I cursed someone. Can you like burn this? Because the curse worked.
Yeah, I killed that guy. Can you burn this evidence, please?
Yeah. And going back to that, the famous group that I was talking about, the Demon Curse Society, they say that a curse can take anywhere from 3 to 6 months to work. And they have a whole bunch of testimonials. Like they have a YouTube channel that's basically all like testimonials. They have part of their website is a bunch of written testimonials. And I felt like really weird reading them. It's just so weird.
Yeah, just to like steer our audience in the right direction. Yeah. If your curse is just like vague bad luck and you have a 6-month window, something's gonna happen regardless.
So let me give you an example. So this one written testimonial was of a guy that suspected, I think it was the written one. I think it was one of the written ones that I read. This guy suspected his wife of cheating on him and he wanted a divorce, but he wanted evidence. So then he calls them up and, he's like, I don't really believe in this, but I'll give it a shot. And so they do it and he's getting impatient. And then he calls them up probably like 3 months into this whole thing and says like, it's not working. And then they tell him, no, don't, Hank, calm down. It takes like 3 to 6 months. And so eventually, like around the 6-month mark, I think it was, or a while later, he spots his wife like exiting a love hotel with this other person. And I think he manages to like take a picture or something. And so it worked and he was very happy. But like you were saying, like 6 months, like, I mean, assuming this is true, assuming that they didn't just pay some guy to do this testimonial, like, I mean, 6 months is a long time. Like, you don't know what can happen in those 6 months. Like,
I also got a point, like, by what right did the curse work? He just followed her around for 6 months till he found something.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm not saying curses don't work, but...
What if she started the affair then because he had been so distant for 6 months trying to get this curse to work?
It certainly could be the case, exactly. But, like I said, I'm not saying curses don't work, but when you want to see something a certain way, you can see it that way, like if you try hard enough. So according to the society, there's many, many successes. They brag about their successes. So yeah, you can do that if you want, but Ichimon Japan is not promoting cursing. Let's put it that way.
Another thing I just thought of, do you think they require any sort of consultation to make sure you're not just like the bad guy?
That's a very good question. I don't know.
Like, what if someone just like, I just hate my brother. He didn't do anything bad. I just hate him. Please kill him. Do you think they're like, no, we're not going to do that?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And I don't know. We could do a special investigation expose and I'll give them a call. Okay. Now, does putting a curse on someone, like, would this get you arrested? Now, so I wanted to look into this, and what I found was two specific news stories, two incidents involving straw dolls. So both happened around 2017, 2018. One was
that answers the question. They are still doing it today.
So yeah, but it's just straw dolls. It's this modified, simplified version. It's kind of like the diet version of Ushi no Koku Mairi.
I get it. So if you actually go it like ox hour and nail it, then it's like a few days. But if you do it all online remotely, then it takes 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. That's why, because you're getting someone else to do it. So,
and if you nail the doll to the person you're cursing, then it's instant.
Instant results. Yes, instant results. So, so these two news stories that I found, both involved a straw doll, but it wasn't online or anything. So one was this guy that I guess he was getting irritated by children, like elementary school kids. And so what he did was he put up this straw doll with a message on it saying like, "Oh, you stupid brats, I hope you jump off this building," or something along those lines. Because later on he said something like they were noisy. I wanted to, get him to shut up. And so he ended up getting arrested.
So I threatened to kill them.
Yeah, basically, like he threatened to kill them, and he gets arrested for kyohaku, which is like criminal threatening, something along those lines, right? Basically, like a death threat or something, right?
Yeah.
So just possessing a straw doll, just dressing up in the whole like Ushi no Koku Mairi like thing isn't going to get you arrested. Doing the ceremony, if you don't get caught, but then you get caught like because somebody dies, won't get you arrested it shouldn't get you arrested because cursing is not considered a crime, right?
Legally, cursed spirits don't exist, so...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't legally prove that it was a curse. It could have just been a coincidence and you'll never be able to prove it. But this guy got arrested for threatening these children. Another case similar involved a man in his 50s and a woman in her 50s. She was like this administrator at a arcade, at a video game, like at a game center, as they call them in Japan. And he was a frequent customer, and he had given her a present, which she rejected. And then he stopped going to the arcade so often. And then one night, she finds a straw doll with her name on it written in red in her parking spot on the floor, I guess, or on the car. I'm not totally sure. But in the middle of the night, she leaves like to go home, and she sees this thing. And then the one of the employees turns it over to the police, and then the police manage to arrest him within a few hours. And they figure out that it was him. And again, this is a case of threatening someone. So curse won't get you arrested. It's not a crime, but trespassing on a shrine would be a crime. Again, defacing property, as we were alluding to earlier, is a crime. Threatening someone is a crime. So these things can get you arrested. So you can have a straw doll if you want, just don't threaten anybody with it. Now, last thing that I just discovered, like this just happened like a couple days ago, possibly, as of the time of this recording.
Good luck we got like delayed a week.
Yeah, because we got delayed a week, I found another extra funny story. And this is just for the sake of giving some context to this. When was this published, Ryan?
I still have it open. It was the 19th of June this year.
Okay, 19th
of
June.
Days ago.
Yeah, 2020. This, of course, we're still dealing with the whole coronavirus pandemic. And one writer on this website, Nikkan Spa, I believe this is an offshoot of the publication Nikkan Sports. So what he did was he tried to hire one of these people. So what he did was he tried to hire someone to do an Ushi no Koku Mairi ceremony to curse the coronavirus. To end the coronavirus pandemic, right? Like, brilliant idea. Why didn't anybody think of this sooner, right? So what ends up happening, and he writes this whole story, he posts up pictures, is he tries to get this one like spiritual medium, this one like, supposedly he's able to talk to like ghosts and stuff, but he says like, no, we shouldn't do this. It's not a good idea. So then he ends up referring the writer to a ghost story specialist who ends up doing it. And I guess the three of them get on this Zoom like conference call. And so this ghost story guy is doing it on video, and he's watching, the writer is watching him do this, and he posts up some pictures.
We're going to include the link to this somewhere, right?
Yeah.
The picture of him like nailing the doll to the tree is fantastic. He looks like so happy to be attacking the coronavirus directly.
Yeah. And so he posts a link. No, he posts a list of the items that were used, and he says he buys the straw doll, the Waraningyo set from Amazon. So
I feel like I should point out, since you're not cursing a human, shouldn't it be like a coronavirus shaped straw doll?
That's a good point. That's a very good point. But I guess they couldn't find one. But another funny thing that they did was instead of like, so one thing you're supposed to do with these straw dolls oftentimes is put in some kind of DNA or a picture of the person that you're trying to curse. But, like I guess putting in some coronavirus in there is a little too risky. So what they did instead was they put washi, Japanese paper, with writing on it. And on it, they had the full scientific name of the coronavirus. So it was something like...
And COVID-19. They wrote both.
Yeah. COVID-19, whatever it is. I forgot what it is, but it's...
Shingata corona...
Shingata corona virus or something, blah, 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 blah. It's, the long scientific Japanese name.
Consensual, I think.
Oh, consensual. Thank you. So, they put that onto the straw doll when they were nailing it. And then, the article ends with, him being concerned of the revenge of the coronavirus, like coronavirus no fukushu. So, if the curse backfires, then it might come back to curse him. So it's just this funny thing. I don't know. Maybe that's why in Japan the coronavirus hasn't been so severe as it has been in other places, right?
Yeah, we got Shinto curses helping us out here.
So when all else fails, you wear your mask, make sure to disinfect your hands and all that. But a little curse, I think this is a curse we can approve of, as long as you're not spending like a whole bunch of money to pay someone that might be scamming you.
If you get video proof like this, you at least know he's not scamming you. Exactly.
Yeah. It's like, nope, we're going to do it over Zoom. So please take your phone and bring a ring light so you look nice and pretty, and we'll YouTube this. All right. So anything else, Ryan?
No, that's all I got. Stay safe from Corona and try not to curse people.
Exactly. Yeah. Cursing, it's a pretty fun topic, but there is a dark side to it. Let's just learn to be nice people and not, it's always nicer to forgive someone if you can,
Yeah, if you're going to curse something, curse evil concepts like viruses. Don't curse children for playing near your house.
Yes. That is a curse I approve of. So, all right. So thanks for listening. See you next time.